He rented a cheap house off of Craigslist, but it turned out to be haunted. And the worst part is, the house already knew his name, and it knew he was coming. Guys, I rented a cheap house off of Craigslist. The day I got the keys, I went over to do a quick walkthrough of the house. When I walked into the upstairs bedroom, there was a single photo lying face down in the middle of the empty floor. I picked it up, and it was a picture of me as a 7-year-old child, standing right in front of this exact same house. Well, things just got completely crazy from that point forward. For the next 2 months, the house never left me alone. The very first night I slept there, I woke up at 2 a.m. to the sound of footsteps running down the hallway right outside my room. It sounded like a child sprinting across the hardwood floor. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, and then I opened the door. The hallway was completely empty. I checked every room upstairs but found nothing. A few days later, I was taking a shower after work. The water suddenly turned ice cold, like someone had flipped the temperature all the way down. The second I jumped out of the shower, the bathroom door slammed shut by itself, and it locked from the inside. I had to kick the door multiple times before the lock finally gave way. And then about a week after that, I started hearing whispering coming from inside the bedroom closet late at night. It was a low voice that kept repeating my full name over and over again. I finally got up and got the courage to open the closet door, and of course, nothing was there. But on the floor was another old photo of me from when I was a kid in middle school. A couple of weeks later, random personal items from my childhood started showing up in strange places around the house. I found an old toy car I used to play with sitting on the kitchen counter. I know I didn't bring that with me. I threw it outside in the trash can, but the next morning it was sitting on my bed pillow. This happened with several other small things. A keychain I lost years ago, a worn-out baseball card. Every time I got rid of them, they'd come back. Then came the night I'll never forget. I woke up at exactly 3:03 a.m. I remember it because when I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the clock, and I woke up to a huge crashing sound and a blood-curdling, unnatural scream. I sat straight up in bed and I was completely paralyzed with fear. After a few minutes, I finally got the courage to go downstairs. Every single picture and frame in the living room was on the floor. The glass was shattered, like they had all been violently thrown off the walls. It was all pictures of my family. They all just came crashing down off the walls simultaneously. After that night, things got even worse. The lights would suddenly start flickering violently for no reason, then the entire house would go dark, and in that pitch blackness, I'd hear slow, heavy footsteps coming up the stairs, one by one, and they always stopped right outside my bedroom door. I'd sit there holding my breath, waiting, and nothing would happen. One night, I woke up around 3:30 a.m., and I saw a dark shape standing completely still at the foot of my bed. It wasn't moving, it was just watching me. It was a weird type of sleep paralysis. The moment I was able to sit up and reach for the light, it vanished. A few weeks later, I came home from work, and every single drawer in the kitchen and bedroom had been pulled out and dumped on the floor. All of my clothes, my utensils, papers, everything. It was just scattered everywhere. Throughout those 2 months, the house kept wearing me down with smaller things too. I'd catch strange reflections in the bathroom mirror, like something moving behind me, but when I turned around, nothing was ever there. Cold spots would suddenly appear in random rooms. They would follow me as I walked through the house. I felt like I was being watched constantly. Every time I decided I'd had enough and started planning to move out, something would go wrong financially. The first time I tried to leave, a surprise medical bill from a scan I had months ago showed up in the mail. It was over $2,000. Then, my car insurance randomly renewed at almost double the price with no explanation. By the time I paid everything, I always had no money left to move. Then my tax return got rejected over some paperwork issue that took forever to fix. Every single time I tried to leave, another surprise bill or financial emergency would hit and drain my account. The longer I stayed, the more activity picked up. I'd hear doors opening and closing by themselves in the middle of the night. Sometimes I'd find the TV turned on to static when I knew I had turned it off. The temperature in certain rooms would drop so much I could see my breath, even though the heat was running. One evening I was cooking dinner, and all of the cabinets suddenly slowly opened at the same time. Every single one. I stood there frozen watching them, before they slowly closed again on their own. Another night I woke up to the sound of laughter coming from downstairs. It didn't sound human. I didn't go down to check, and I'm glad I didn't. There were nights where I'd feel something sit on the edge of my bed while I was trying to sleep. The mattress would actually sink down a little bit, or at least I thought it did, like someone was sitting there. But then when I turned the light on, I was alone. After 2 full months of this constant torment, I had finally reached my breaking point. I didn't even care about the money anymore. I packed up everything I owned as fast as I could. I loaded my car, and I got the hell out of that house for good. I didn't even bother contacting the landlord about my security deposit. I just wanted to be gone. And to this day, I still don't know how that photo of me as a 7-year-old ended up on the floor of that empty house before I had even moved in. And honestly, I don't think I want to know. This is Steven, and let that one be a reminder: if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Midnight Creep Calls. We'll see you on the next episode.